My girlfriend's armpit had red hair growing in it. At night, it would even make a crackling sound. Out of curiosity, I shaved it off while she was asleep. Unexpectedly, I found a chip implanted underneath. I removed the chip and read its contents. Even more unexpectedly, it contained up to 300 gigabytes of cloud data, and the drive was filled with photos of her kissing other people. In that instant, I knew it was time to teach her a lesson. Otherwise, she'd really think I was just some stinking delivery boy, thinking her male bestie's paltry family fortune could protect her. Just then, in the narrow, dirty alley outside my window, 10 black Rolls-Royce Phantoms lined up. Dozens of bodyguards in black suits stood ramrod straight on the muddy ground after the rain. The elderly man in the lead, ignoring the puddles, knelt before me on both knees. The dozens of black-suited bodyguards behind him all dropped to one knee in unison. The old houses in the neighborhood seemed to tremble. Old servant, Uncle Hu, leading the 36 heavenly stems of the Shen clan, respectfully welcomes the young master, Shen Mo. On his return, I stood at the doorway, looking down at everyone kneeling at my feet, and spoke coldly. Uncle Hu, it's been 3 years. My trial should be over tonight. Shouldn't it? Yes. At midnight tonight, the trial period is over. The master asked me to give this to you. Inside is the Shen conglomerate's highest token of authority, the dragon-patterned black gold card, and the key to mobilize our global assets. From this moment on, the Shen conglomerate's 13,000 companies spread across the globe, 300 billion in liquid assets, and the feared Dark Knight private bodyguard force are all at your command. Young master Shen Mo, 3 years ago, to reject a family-arranged marriage. Shen Mo had run away from home in a fit of anger. His father cut off all his financial support, leaving him with only one sentence: when you understand the importance of money, you can come back. Now, he finally understood. Watching his girlfriend kiss another man right in front of him, he understood everything. Shen Mo put away the card. The last trace of warmth in his eyes vanished, replaced by a sharpness that made it impossible to look him in the eye. Uncle Hu, do something for me. As you command. Young master. Shen Mo paused, his gaze drifting towards the brightly lit, affluent district in the distance. That was where Liu Ruyan and Ye Yu were. A cruel smile touched his lips. Investigate all of the Yi family's business structures, and find out where Liu Ruyan is going tomorrow. I need to prepare a return gift for them. Uncle Hu shuddered. From Shen Mo's eyes, he saw a towering killing intent. As you command. Young master. The Yi family is just a second-rate family in Jiangcheng, with assets of no more than 10 billion. In my opinion, there's no need to investigate. We can just make them bankrupt by dawn. No. That would be too easy for them. I want them to watch with their own eyes as everything they pride themselves on crumbles, piece by piece. With that, Shen Mo bent down and got into the car. The convoy started slowly, moving like a black dragon, silently leaving the slum. Inside the car, Shen Mo picked up the internal satellite phone. The screen lit up, and a bank notification popped up. Dear Mr. Shen Mo, your account ending in 8,888 has been unfrozen. Current available balance 100. Ling ling ling. Ling ling ling. Oh yuan. Shen Mo looked at the long string of zeros, his face expressionless, and turned off the screen. He closed his eyes. The game has begun. Morning in Jiangcheng. Sunlight pierced through the thin mist. For Ye Yu, today was a good day. Not only had he successfully wooed the campus belle, Liu Ruyan, last night, but he had also viciously humiliated her useless ex-boyfriend. The pleasure of this dual satisfaction, both physical and mental, kept him asleep on his 3-meter-wide bed until noon. Darling, you're awake. Liu Ruyan, wearing a silk robe, walked in with a cup of coffee. Her face glowed with satisfaction. Last night's passion and the luxury of the mansion had made her completely forget the man who had wept in the rainy night. Ye Yu took the coffee, had a sip, and playfully pinched Liu Ruyan. Then he raised his eyebrows smugly. Didn't you always want that 718? Let's go buy it today. It'll be our token of love. Oh. Really, honey? You're the best. Liu Ruyan squealed with delight, throwing herself into Ye Yu's arms and giving him a kiss. Although the 718 was just Porsche's entry-level model, in her circle of friends, it was enough for her to show off for a year. The Jiangcheng Porsche Center, As one of the most high-end dealerships in the city, its decor was the epitome of luxury. The air was filled with the scent of expensive fragrances. The showroom was filled with various models of luxury cars, each one polished to a mirror shine, like a work of art. When Yi Yu walked in with his arm around Liu Ruyan, several salespeople immediately greeted them enthusiastically. Yi Yu was dressed in designer brands, the gold Rolex on his wrist gleaming. He looked like a big client. A seductively dressed saleswoman swayed her hips and approached them. "Young Master Yi, you're here. What car are you looking at today? We just got a red 911 yesterday. It perfectly suits your style." Yi Yu pointed at Liu Ruyan beside him, his face full of arrogance. "I'm looking for a car for this beautiful lady today. Show us the 718. Right away, this way. Please." Liu Ruyan clung to Ye Yu's arm, her head held high like a proud peacock, basking in the envious gazes around her. She even took out her phone and started taking selfies with the luxury cars in the showroom, ready to post on social media. She had already thought of the caption "A New Beginning. Thank you for your love, Mr. Yi." Just then, the automatic sliding doors of the showroom opened again. A young man in a black, casual suit walked in. His attire was simple, with no obvious logos. But if someone with a discerning eye looked closely at what he was wearing, they'd see it was from a top Italian tailor, a hand-stitched golden cashmere series. The price of one suit was enough to buy most of the cars in the showroom. The man was tall and well-built, his gait lazy and casual. He wore sunglasses, hiding his eyes, but the aura he exuded, a mix of sharpness and nobility, somehow caused the once noisy showroom to quiet down instantly. It was Shen Mo. But after a night's rest and the makeover carefully prepared by Uncle Hu, he was now a completely different person from the delivery boy of the past. He ignored the salespeople at the door who were hesitating because he hadn't arrived in a luxury car, and walked straight to the two platforms in the center of the showroom. There, parked behind red silk ropes, were the dealership's two treasures. One was a white Porsche 918 Spider, and the other, a futuristic-looking Lamborghini Veneno. "Sir, please don't get too close," a somewhat shrill voice called out. Shen Mo stopped and turned his head. The speaker was the same saleswoman who was attending to Ye Yu and Liu Ruyan. She had glanced at Shen Mo out of the corner of her eye. She noticed that although he was handsome, he wasn't a familiar face. Nor was he wearing any expensive watches or jewelry, so she subconsciously categorized him as a small-time influencer there to leech off the scenery for photos. "The cars here are all limited editions. If you scratch the paint, you can't afford to pay for it," the saleswoman said, rolling her eyes. Although she used the word "sir," her tone was filled with contempt. "There's a free coffee area over there. Or you can go take pictures with the Mazda by the door." Hearing the commotion, Liu Ruyan and Ye Yu, who were looking at cars, also turned their heads, because Shen Mo was wearing sunglasses and had a new hairstyle, and his aura had changed drastically. Liu Ruyan didn't recognize him at first. She just thought the man's profile looked a bit familiar, and her heart inexplicably skipped a beat. These poor people nowadays have less and less self-awareness. Is a car of this caliber something someone like him can even look at? Liu Ruyan chimed in. Exactly. People like him just want to take a picture to post online and pretend to be a rich heir. In reality, his pockets are cleaner than his face. Shen Mo took off his sunglasses, revealing a pair of eyes as deep as a frozen lake. He didn't look at the saleswoman, but his gaze passed over the crowd, landing precisely on the faces of Liu Ruyan and Yi Yu. In that instant, the air seemed to freeze. Liu Ruyan's smile froze on her face, her pupils constricted violently, as if she had seen a ghost. "Shen Mo," she cried out, her voice shrill and unnatural. "How is that possible? How can this be? Was this the same Shen Mo who was picking up a cake from a puddle just yesterday?" The man before her had a noble aura, sharp eyes, and exuded a suffocating pressure. This was a completely different species from the meek, subservient man in her memory, who would bow and scrape for a 5 yuan tip. What he Shen Mo Yi Yu was also stunned. He looked Shen Mo up and down, then let out an exaggerated laugh. "Ha ha ha. I was wondering why you looked so familiar. So it's you. Kid, what? Did you sell a kidney? Got yourself a new outfit to come here and act tough?" Yi Yu walked up to Shen Mo, reaching out to pat his face, but Shen Mo dodged it with a slight turn of his head. "Don't touch me with your filthy hands," he said calmly. His tone was even, but it made Yi Yu's hand freeze in midair. "Wow. Getting an attitude. Are we?" Shen Mo, who do you think you're fooling? This is a Porsche dealership, not the neighborhoods you deliver food to. This knockoff outfit must have cost you a pretty penny. Huh, what? You're here to hunt for a sugar mommy. When the saleswoman heard he was a delivery boy, the contempt in her eyes deepened. She walked over and stood in front of Shen Mo, pointing at the door. Sir, please leave immediately. We don't welcome improperly dressed people here. And we certainly don't welcome troublemakers. Shen Mo looked down at himself. At this 3 million yuan custom-tailored suit, he smiled. Your judgment is indeed only fit for selling that kind of entry-level junk. As he spoke, he pointed to the 718 that Liu Ruyan was looking at. Who are you calling junk? The saleswoman was furious. Security, security, throw this troublemaking pauper out, Yi Yu shouted. Acting as if he owned the place, several security guards immediately surrounded them, holding rubber batons. Eyeing Shen Mo menacingly, Liu Ruyan stood aside. Watching Shen Mo being cornered, a strange sense of pleasure welled up inside her. No matter how you change, you're still a pauper at heart. Here. Money is king. Shen Mo. Stop pretending. Just get lost and stop embarrassing yourself. You can't even afford a single tire on these cars. Shen Mo ignored the surrounding guards. He took out the black, dragon pattern card from his pocket, holding it between two fingers and waving it in the air. I'm here to buy a car. Get your manager out here. Buy a car. Posing with some crappy card and pretending to be a black card member. That sticker card costs 9 and Sibilan yuan on Taobao. Good for tricking elementary schoolers. And you want the manager, are you worthy? The saleswoman also sneered. Sir, stop acting. If you can afford the cheapest wheel in this showroom, I'll eat this high heel today. Is that so? A faint smile played on Shen Mo's lips. Just then, the door to the manager's office on the second floor was suddenly thrown open. A middle-aged man in a blue suit came stumbling out. A moment ago, when he saw that card on the monitor, he nearly fell out of his chair. As a veteran luxury car manager, he had been fortunate enough to see a picture of this card in a top-tier wealth magazine. That wasn't a bank-issued black card. That was the legendary Supreme Dragon card, used internally by the globally reclusive Shen conglomerate. The cardholder's wealth was immeasurable. Stop, everyone. Stop, the manager shouted as he ran. He was running so fast that he tripped on the stairs. But he ignored the pain, scrambling and tumbling into the crowd, shoving aside the guards and the saleswoman in his way. The saleswoman staggered from the push, still confused. She saw the usually high and mighty manager, now covered in sweat, his face pale. Bending over, he wiped his hands vigorously on his trousers before tremblingly extending them towards Shen Mo. Mr. Shen, I was unaware of your esteemed presence. Please forgive my poor reception. I am truly at fault. Truly at fault. The manager's voice was shaking. The entire place fell silent. Yi Yu's smile froze on his face. Liu Ruyan's mouth hung open in an O shape. The saleswoman looked as if she'd been struck by lightning, frozen on the spot. What was happening? This delivery boy was an esteemed guest. Shen Mo didn't shake the manager's hand. He just glanced at him faintly and pointed at the saleswoman beside him. She said she was going to eat these shoes. The manager froze for a second, then reacted. He spun around and slapped the saleswoman hard across the face. Slap! The crisp sound of the slap echoed through the showroom. You blind fool, how dare you offend young Master Shen? Get on your knees and apologize to him now. Then eat your shoes, the manager roared. The saleswoman was stunned by the blow, clutching her face as she collapsed to the ground. Trembling, Shen Mo didn't even glance at her. He walked straight to the Lamborghini Veneno. He patted the car's body. I'll take this car. And that 918. And that one over there. Wrap all of these up and send them to the Cloud Top Heavenly Palace Hotel. All of them. The manager felt like he was about to suffocate. The total price of these cars was nearly 200 million. As he spoke, Shen Mo handed over the black card. As the POS machine spat out a long receipt, the entire showroom was deathly silent. Only Yi Yu and Liu Ruyan remained, their faces as white as sheets, their bodies trembling uncontrollably. They watched Shen Mo's effortlessly cool back, a sense of unprecedented fear rising in their hearts. It felt like the sky was falling. Transaction successful. This electronic prompt, in the deathly silent Porsche showroom, was like the final countdown after a nuclear detonation. The POS machine spat out a long receipt, a verdict written in the language of money. The manager, with trembling hands, held up the receipt. The number on it was so long it made him dizzy. 186 million. Paid in full. No installments. No loans. Just a few seconds of data exchange. He jerked his head up, no longer looking at Shen Mo as a person, but as a living, walking god of wealth. He'd been in this business for 20 years and had seen rich kids buy cars like groceries, but he'd never seen someone buy limited edition supercars like they were cabbages, not even checking the price, just pointing at whatever they wanted. A true god-tier tycoon. Young Master Shen. The manager's voice was shrill and hoarse from extreme excitement. He bowed low, humbly presenting the black card and the receipt. Shen Mo casually took the card, not even glancing at the receipt. It was as if he hadn't just spent nearly 200 million, but 200 yuan. He turned, his gaze passing over the manager and landing on the saleswoman who had collapsed in the corner. The shoes are still there. Shen Mo's voice was soft, but it carried an unquestionable chill. The manager shuddered. He immediately spun around and roared at the saleswoman. Didn't you hear, young Master Shen? Are you going to eat them yourself? Or should I have someone feed them to you? The saleswoman was already scared out of her wits. She looked at Shen Mo. The man she had despised as a pauper just moments ago now shone with a light so blinding she couldn't open her eyes. She crawled sobbing towards Ye Yu and Liu Ruyan. Young Master Ye. Miss Liu. Save me, I only did it to defend you. Ye Yu's face was ashen. He stared at the black card in Shen Mo's hand, his eyes a mixture of shock, envy, and deep suspicion. Shut up, you disgraceful thing, Ye Yu kicked away, the saleswoman clutching at his trousers. Then he took 2 steps forward, forcing a cold smile as he stared at Shen Mo. Well? Shen Mo. I didn't expect you to be hiding so deep. But nearly 200 million, where did a delivery boy get that kind of money? Liu Ruyan also snapped out of her shock. She refused to believe Shen Mo was a rich heir. If he was, then what were the 3 years she spent with him? Eating instant noodles and living in a basement. Not only was she blind, but she'd become the world's biggest joke. This cognitive dissonance made her instinctively start looking for excuses. That's right. Shen Mo, where did you get the money? Did you do something illegal, or did you steal some big boss's card? That's a black card. A normal person can't get one. How could an orphan like you possibly have something like that? Ye Yu's eyes lit up, as if he'd found a plausible explanation. Exactly, a black card not only requires money, but also a family background and extremely high social status. For the past 3 years, Shen Mo has been like a dog under my heel. How could he possibly turn his life around overnight? He must have stolen it or found it. Ye Yu's confidence returned. He pointed at Shen Mo and shouted at the manager. Manager, take a good look. I know this kid's background better than anyone. He's just a poor delivery boy. That card is definitely not his. If you give him the cars, and the real owner comes looking, your dealership will be held responsible for the theft. And you can forget about being a manager then. The manager broke out in a cold sweat. He also found the situation too bizarre. How could a delivery boy suddenly pull out a black card with a 100 billion limit? He looked at Shen Mo hesitantly. Young Master Shen. This Shen Mo watched the performance of these buffoons, a sarcastic smile playing on his lips. Shen Mo toyed with the black card in his hand, the golden dragon pattern seeming to dance at his fingertips. Yeah, you. Your imagination can only stretch so far. Just then, the manager's walkie-talkie suddenly crackled to life. The finance director's terrified voice came through. Manager, we just received an encrypted private line call from the Swiss bank headquarters. They confirmed the transaction. And what? And they demanded that we activate the showroom's highest level security system to ensure the safety of Mr. Shen's vehicles. They said Mr. Shen is one of their top 10 global VIP clients. If he is offended in any way at our dealership, the bank will immediately terminate all cooperation with our group and initiate legal action. Top 10 globally. Those 4 words hit the manager's head like a sledgehammer. His legs went weak, and he almost knelt again. If he had doubts before, now he had an official endorsement from the highest financial institution. Did you hear that? Shen Mo looked calmly at the pale-faced Ye Yu and Liu Ruyan. Still want to call the police on me? Ye Yu's mouth opened and closed, his throat feeling as if it were stuffed with a red-hot coal. He couldn't utter a single word. Liu Ruyan was swaying on her feet. She clutched Ye Yu's arm so tightly her nails dug into his flesh. The pain made her realize this wasn't a dream. It was all real. The man she had despised and abandoned was truly a hidden dragon. Shen Mo no longer paid any attention to the despicable pair. He walked straight to the Lamborghini Veneno, its body lines as sharp as a knife. The silver-gray carbon fiber body gleamed under the lights with a deadly, mechanical beauty. This car was a global limited edition, the ultimate dream of countless men. The manager respectfully opened the scissor door. Shen Mo slid into the cockpit, instantly feeling the embrace of the leather seat. He pressed the red start button. The roar of the V-12 engine exploded within the enclosed showroom, like a slumbering beast awakening. That sound wasn't just a noise, it was a declaration of power, making hearts pound. Have the 918 and the others delivered to the cloud-top heavenly palace. I'm taking this one. Yes. Yes. Young master, Shen, please. Drive safely. The manager and the entire staff bowed at a 90-degree angle to see him off. Shen Mo lightly tapped the accelerator, and the land-based fighter jet slowly glided out of its display spot. As the front of the car passed by Ye Yu and Liu Ruyan, Shen Mo stopped, the window lowered, revealing his cold, handsome profile. Sunglasses still on. Liu Ruyan. Hearing that familiar voice, Liu Ruyan's whole body trembled. She subconsciously tried to force a smile, wanting to explain, wanting to throw herself into the passenger seat of that car. That seat was supposed to be yours. Shen Mo's voice was devoid of any emotion, as cold as if he were pronouncing a death sentence. Also, yeah, you. Go back and tell your father to get his company's books in order, because the auditors will be arriving very soon. Before the two could react, Shen Mo slammed on the accelerator. The Lamborghini Veneno let out a furious roar, its tires leaving two black marks on the ground as it transformed into a silver-gray bolt of lightning, bursting out of the showroom doors and disappearing into the blinding sunlight, leaving only the heavy smell of exhaust and the two people frozen in place. The showroom was deathly quiet. The saleswoman was still sobbing on the floor, clutching a high-heeled shoe, at a loss. After a long while, Ye Yu finally squeezed out a sentence through clenched teeth, his voice trembling. Auditors, what does he mean? He's bluffing, right? He must be bluffing. Liu Ruyan stared at the empty doorway, her heart feeling as if a piece had been carved out. She suddenly remembered that rainy night yesterday, and the words Shen Mo had said while holding the cake. You will regret this. She did regret it now. Not regret for betraying their love, but regret for not enduring for a few more days, for not discovering Shen Mo's true identity. If they hadn't broken up yesterday, then the person sitting in the passenger seat of that Lamborghini right now would be her. That was a position countless women dreamed of. Liu Ruyan turned her head and looked at Ye Yu beside her. Suddenly, she felt that this rich heir she had once been so proud of, compared to the Shen Mo who had just departed, commanding a beast of steel, was nothing more than a country bumpkin. What are you looking at? Ye Yu, humiliated and enraged, shoved Liu Ruyan away. It's all your fault. You jinx. If it weren't for you, how would I have provoked a monster like that? Get lost. Get the hell away from me. On the streets of Jiangsheng, a silver-gray Lamborghini Veneno weaved through traffic like a ghost. Shen Mo held the steering wheel with one hand, the scenery outside the window blurring past. The roar of the engine and the awed, shocked gazes of pedestrians finally brought a trace of warmth to his heart, which had been frozen for 3 years. This was the power of money. It could make someone who was arrogant towards you 1 second kneel and lick your shoes the next. It could turn a once unattainable goddess into a piece of trash to be casually discarded. But Shen Mo didn't feel much joy. On the contrary, a deeper sense of emptiness welled up inside him. The first step of revenge had been taken. Was it satisfying? Yes. But it wasn't enough. He glanced at the passenger seat. It was empty. He had once fantasized countless times that if he had money, he would definitely buy a nice car and take Liu Ruyan for a drive to the beach to watch the sunrise. Now he had the car. A car 10,000 times better than the best one in his dreams. But the person he wanted to take with him was no longer worthy. Fatty. Shen Mo suddenly thought of that name. In his most destitute 3 years, besides Liu Ruyan, he only had one other friend, Wang Dawei, nicknamed Fatty. They had hauled bricks together on construction sites, delivered food together. Fatty was an orphan, even worse off than him. But he was extremely loyal. Now that I'm rich, how could I forget you? Shen Mo's eyes softened. He sharply turned the steering wheel. The Lamborghini executed a perfect, beautiful drift at an intersection, making a U-turn and heading towards the old auto repair shops in the west of the city. That's where Fatty worked now. Dawei Auto Repair. It was located on a dirty, chaotic street corner. The scorching sun beat down. A sturdy but slightly overweight young man was lying under the chassis of a dilapidated van, a wrench in his hand, tightening screws. Drenched in sweat, it was Wang Dawei. Fatty, hey. Fatty, hurry up. I'm in a rush to make a delivery. The van driver, a bowed, tattooed man, was squatting by the roadside, smoking, and urging him on impatiently. Just an oil change. And you're dilly-dallying. Believe it or not, I won't pay you. Hey. Hey. Hey, almost done. Almost done. Fatty rolled out from under the van, wiped the sweat from his face, and put on a fawning smile. Brother Chiang, the chassis of your van is a bit rusty. I helped you with some rust proofing while I was at it. No charge. Cut the crap. Who asked you to do extra work? The man called Brother Chiang spat on the ground, stood up, and walked over. How much in total? Oil change plus filter. That's 280 inches total. Fatty rubbed his hands. 280. Brother Chiang's eyes widened, as if he'd heard the most absurd thing. Are you robbing me? I give you an inch, and you take a mile. Huh? Brother Chiang's expression changed, and he kicked Fatty in the stomach, caught off guard. Fatty fell to the ground with a thud, the wrench in his hand clattering to the pavement. I'm gracing you with my business. Everyone around here knows who I am. Brother Chiang, what? Are you trying to collect protection money from me? Brother Chiang cursed, while calling over a few punks who were playing cards by the roadside. Hey brothers, this fatty is accusing me of skipping the bill and trying to extort me. What do you think we should do? We've got to loosen his bones for him. The few punks threw down their playing cards and surrounded them with smirks. They were holding steel pipes and wrenches. Clearly habitual offenders in this area. Fatty clutched his stomach, his face pale. But he didn't back down. He gritted his teeth and stood up. He might be honest, but that didn't mean he was spineless. More importantly, it was the anniversary of his grandmother's death, and he urgently needed this money to buy some offerings. Brother Chiang, let's be reasonable. How about I waive the fee? You guys can just leave. Leave too late. That kick just now got my shoe dirty. You have to compensate me. Give me 2,000 yuan, and we'll call it even. Otherwise, I'm smashing this dump of yours today. You're bullying me, Fatty roared, clenching his fists. You dare to glare at me? Get him, at Brother Chiang's command. The punks swarmed forward, steel pipes raining down like hail. Although Fatty had brute strength, he was no match for so many. He was quickly beaten to the ground, forced to curl up and protect his head. A crowd of neighbors had gathered to watch, but no one dared to intervene. Everyone in this area knew that Brother Chiang was with the Black Dragon Society, and no one dared to mess with him. Just as Fatty felt like his arm was about to be broken, a deep, thunderous engine roar suddenly drowned out all the noise. The sound was so unique, with a piercing whine that tore through the air. Like the firing of some high-tech weapon, the attackers paused, instinctively turning to look. At the entrance of the alley, a supercar with an exaggerated design, like a futuristic battleship, was slowly approaching with an incredibly imposing presence. Its low-slung body was almost scraping the ground, and its complex aerodynamic kit gleamed coldly in the sunlight. In this slum, filled with rickety tricycles and second-hand cars, the appearance of this vehicle was like an alien spaceship landing in a pigsty. A surreal and shocking sight. Holy crap! What kind of car is that? One of the punks muttered, stunned, nearly dropping his steel pipe. A La Lamborghini, I think it's worth tens of millions. Brother Chiang was also stunned. Although he was a gangster, his turf was limited to this small area. A luxury car of this caliber, he wouldn't even dare to touch its emblem. The car stopped 5 meters away from the repair shop. The scissor door slowly rose. A foot in a gleaming leather shoe stepped out onto the oil-stained ground. Right after, Shen Mo stepped out. He took off his sunglasses, his gaze sweeping over the group of thugs before finally landing on the footprint-covered, bleeding Fatty. His eyes instantly turned ice cold. What? Fatty squinted his swollen eyes, catching sight of that figure through his fingers. He was completely dumbfounded. He couldn't believe his eyes. The man wearing a high-end suit and leaning against a multi-million-dollar supercar was actually his best bro who used to eat instant noodles with him. Who the hell are you? Mind your own business. Although Chiang felt a bit intimidated, he couldn't lose face in front of his underlings. He braced himself and shouted, "This fat ass owes me money. We're just collecting a debt." Shen Mo completely ignored him, walking straight over to Fatty and bending down to help him up. "Can you still move?" Shen Mo took out a pristine white handkerchief. He gently wiped the blood from the corner of Fatty's mouth, his movements as careful as if he were wiping a precious treasure. The $1,000 handkerchief was instantly stained red and ruined. "Haha. Brother Mo. I'm fine. I've got thick skin," Fatty grinned. But the movement tugged at his wounds, making him wince in pain. You strike it rich? Or did you get a sugar mommy? The assessment is over. I'm laying my cards on the table. Shen Mo patted Fatty's shoulder, a hint of apology in his tone. Bro, you've suffered. With that, Shen Mo turned around to face Chiang and his gang. The warmth from a moment ago vanished instantly, replaced by the ruthless aura of a supreme ruler. Which foot kicked him just now? Shen Mo's voice wasn't loud, but it carried a terrifying, oppressive weight. Chiang gulped, putting up a tough front as he roared. So what? You think having money makes you a big shot? Let me tell you. This turf is protected by the Black Dragon Society. I'm Brother Bao's man. Just try touching me. Black Dragon Society. Brother Bao. Shen Mo tilted his head slightly, as if pondering the name. Scared now? Huh. If you're scared, pay up and get lost. This car ain't bad. Lend it to us brothers for a couple of days. Seeing Shen Mo stay silent, Chiang thought he had chickened out, and his courage immediately swelled. He reached out to touch the door of the Veneno. A blood-curdling scream instantly tore through the air. No one saw how Shen Mo made his move. They only saw him fiercely grab Chiang's extended wrist and snap it backward. Chiang fell to his knees in agony, cold sweat instantly soaking his clothes. Ah, my hand. Get him, kill him, Chiang screamed hysterically. The other thugs exchanged glances, and relying on their numbers, they raised their steel pipes and charged forward. Watch out, Fatty cried out in alarm. He instinctively tried to rush forward to shield Shen Mo, but the next second, a scene he would never forget for the rest of his life unfolded. Shen Mo didn't retreat. Instead, he took a step forward. His movements were as fast as an afterimage, every strike precise and ruthless, hitting vital points directly. He dodged a steel pipe with a sidestep and smashed a punch into the attacker's soft ribs. That thug flew 2 meters away, foaming at the mouth. With a sweeping kick, 2 charging thugs fell like harvested wheat. They collapsed in unison, clutching their legs. In less than 10 seconds, 5 armed thugs were all lying on the ground, groaning in pain. This was the mandatory combat course for the Shen family heir. In the 20 years before his exile, Shen Mo had undergone hellish training from the world's top special forces instructors. Although his physical fitness had dropped slightly over the past 3 years, dealing with a few street thugs was simply a one-sided massacre. Shen Mo straightened his slightly wrinkled cuffs. This car costs 98 million. Your filthy hand just touched it. A social fee of 1 million isn't too much to ask. Right? Not at all. Not at all. Also, I like to be reasonable. That's my brother. You kicked him once, so it's only fair that I take one of your legs. No, please. No, sir. I was blind to not recognize Mount Tai. I'll pay for his medical bills. Chiang wet himself in terror. He literally pissed his pants, a foul stench spreading through the air. Shen Mo frowned in disgust and pulled his foot back. Tell that Brother Bao or whatever if he has a problem with this. Tell him to come find Shen Mo at the Yunding Sky Palace. Yes? Yes, thank you. Young Master Shen, thank you. Chiang felt as if he had been granted a royal pardon. Ignoring the excruciating pain in his hand, he and his underlings scrambled away, crawling and stumbling, not even daring to take their beat-up van. At this moment, the surrounding neighbors were all dumbfounded. No one expected that the usually gentle and refined, and even somewhat cowardly Shen Mo could fight so well and be so rich. Fatty stood frozen, staring at Shen Mo's back. His eyes turned red. Brother Mo. Shen Mo turned around and walked up to Fatty, casting a look of disdain at his filthy clothes. Close down this rundown shop. Ah, close it, then what will I do? Drive for me. Monthly salary of 100 grand. Plus year-end dividends. Also, your grandmother's grave needs fixing. I had someone reserve a prime feng shui spot for you at the Zishan Cemetery. Fatty was a grown man who would rather bleed than cry. But right now, he couldn't hold back his tears. He knew Shen Mo wasn't giving him charity. He was pulling him out of the mud, protecting his pitiful pride in his own way. Brother Mo, with my driving skills, my hands will shake driving a car like this. You'll get used to it after shaking a bit. Let's go. First, I'll take you to get washed up and dressed like a human being. There's a gathering tonight. We brothers are going to crash the party. What gathering? A high school reunion. A cold glint flashed in Shen Mo's eyes. It's time to settle some scores. The Jiangcheng High School group chat was usually dead, with only the occasional Pinduoduo link or MLM ad. But today, the chat exploded. Class monitor, Jiang Zhiqiang tagged everyone. Huge news, our former school beauty, Liu Ruyan, is hosting a class reunion tonight at the Dihao Hotel. All expenses are covered by Ruyan's fiancé, our outstanding young entrepreneur of Jiangcheng, young Master Yi Yu. Everyone must come and show some face. Holy crap, Dihao Hotel. That's a 5-star hotel. Young Master Yi is so generous. So jealous Liu Ruyan is marrying into a wealthy family. Back then, so many guys in our class had a crush on her. But young Master Yi is the one who won the beauty's heart. Oh man. A certain someone probably won't dare to show up. Right, I heard he's still delivering takeout. It'd be so awkward if he came. Someone tagged Shen Mo. The group chat was instantly filled with a cheerful atmosphere. Everyone tacitly mocking Shen Mo. Back when Shen Mo was the top student and the school heartthrob, Liu Ruyan had chased after him, making countless people jealous. Now, seeing the fallen genius, the thrill of kicking him while he was down made these mediocre people exceptionally excited. At this moment, inside the presidential suite of the Yunding Sky Palace, Shen Mo was sitting on an imported Italian leather sofa, holding a glass of expensive red wine, watching the messages scrolling on his phone screen. Fatty had already changed into a custom black suit, although he was still a bit round. Clothes make the man. Right now, he looked like a top-tier bodyguard you wouldn't want to mess with. He stood behind Shen Mo, looking at the messages in the group chat, gritting his teeth in anger. These bastards, back when they were copying your homework, they called you Brother Mo. Now, they're all licking boots like dogs. Yu Fatty cursed angrily. Brother Mo, let's not go and take this crap, or let's just drive a whole fleet of supercars there and scare them to death. Why wouldn't we go? Shen Mo set down his wine glass, his slender fingers swiping gently across the screen. They've already set the stage. If I don't go and perform, wouldn't I be letting down Liu Ruyan's good intentions? Just then, Liu Ruyan suddenly spoke up in the chat. Don't say that. Everyone. Even though Shen Mo and I broke up, he's still our classmate. Shen Mo, you should come tonight too. Yi Yu said he specifically saved a seat for you. Don't feel inferior. We're all old classmates. No one will laugh at you. Besides, Yi Yu's company is hiring security guards recently. If you're interested, just say the word. These words seemed magnanimous, but were actually extremely vicious. Not only did it solidify Shen Mo's image as an insecure takeout delivery guy, but it also used the security guard position to humiliate him. More importantly, Liu Ruyan was testing him. She was testing whether Shen Mo's performance at the Porsche Center this morning was just a flash in the pan. She was betting that Shen Mo wouldn't dare to come. Or if he did, it would just be a bluff. If Shen Mo didn't show up, it meant he was guilty. And there was definitely something wrong with the black card from this morning. If he did come, then he was walking right into a trap. Yi Yu had already arranged everything at the hotel, ready to expose his scam in public. Shen Mo sneered at the message. Fine. I'll be there on time. The moment those simple words were sent, the group chat went silent for a few seconds. Haha. Good, you've got guts. Then I'll be waiting for your grand arrival at the Dihao Hotel. Remember to dress decently. Don't wear your takeout uniform. Dihao has a dress code. Ha 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 ha. Shen Mo turned off his phone without a word. He stood up and walked to the massive floor-to-ceiling window, looking down at the bustling traffic of the city below. Uncle Hu, this old servant is here. Whose property is the Dihao Hotel tonight? To answer the young master. The Dihao Hotel belongs to the Li family of Jiangcheng. However, the Li family's capital chain is currently broken, and they are seeking an acquisition from our Shen Consortium's capital division. With just one word from you, the Dihao Hotel will be yours in 10 minutes. No need to rush. Let them jump around for a bit. Get the acquisition contract ready. Tonight, I'm going to give Ye Yu a grand gift. Also, Shen Mo looked at Fatty. Don't drive the Veneno. If not the Veneno, then what drive? The 918. A bloodthirsty smirk curled on Shen Mo's lips. Too high profile. It's boring. Let's just take a cab. Since they want to see a joke, let them laugh to their heart's content first. The happier they laugh now, the more miserably they'll cry later. And Uncle Hu, prepare a special congratulatory gift for me. What does the young master desire? A bell. Made of pure gold. Gift a bell. Uncle Hu and Fatty exchanged glances, both seeing the shock in each other's eyes. Gifting a bell meant sending someone to their grave. The young master was completely tearing off all pretenses, fighting to the bitter end. At 7 p.m., luxury cars gathered at the entrance of the Dihao Hotel. Yi Yu and Liu Ruyan stood at the entrance of the banquet hall, welcoming the guests. Yi Yu had specifically changed into a white suit today. His hair was slicked back and shiny, looking like a groom. Liu Ruyan wore that expensive backless gown, a dazzling diamond necklace around her neck. Even though it was rented, she looked absolutely radiant and dripping in jewels. Honey, do you think that punk Shen Mo will really dare to come? Liu Ruyan asked, somewhat uneasily. although she had checked the Yi family's accounts and found no issues for now. The scene from this morning still cast a shadow over her heart. Don't worry. I had someone look into it. If that so-called global limited edition black card isn't held by the owner, the bank will immediately lock it and call the police. That kid definitely picked up some big shots lost card this morning. Or he stole it. It's probably been frozen by the bank by now. He's probably hiding under his covers shivering right now, really, absolutely certain. Besides, I've already spoken to the hotel's head of security. If Shen Mo dares to show up, no matter what car he drives, they'll stop him outside and search him first. I refuse to believe he can pull any more tricks. Just as they were speaking, a beat-up green taxi wobbled to a stop at the hotel's main entrance. The door opened, and Shen Mo stepped out wearing a seemingly ordinary black casual outfit, which was actually a low-key custom piece worth tens of thousands. Fatty followed closely behind him. Seeing this, the classmates standing at the entrance instantly burst into roars of laughter. Ha ha ha, look. He really took a cab here. I'm dying of laughter. Couldn't even afford to rent a car. Oh my. Is this our former school heartthrob? So pathetic. Yi Yu and Liu Ruyan exchanged a glance, the heavy stone in their hearts finally dropping. He was still the same familiar broke loser. He hasn't changed. This morning was definitely just an act. Yi Yu straightened his collar. A victor's smile plastered on his face as he strode forward to greet him. Oh my. Young Master Shen has finally arrived. Why take a taxi? Where's your Lamborghini? Where's your black card? Did the police confiscate them? Ha ha ha. Shen Mo stood at the bottom of the steps, looking up at the arrogant Yi Yu, his eyes as calm as water. The car is too flashy. Couldn't be bothered to drive it. As for the black card, it's only swiped for those who are worthy. Swiping it for you, you're not worthy. Inside the Imperial Hall of the Daihao Hotel, the decor here was extremely luxurious. A massive Swarovski crystal chandelier hung down with thousands of light strips, illuminating the entire hall as bright as day. The tableware was custom, solid silver. The tablecloths were Suzhou silk embroidery, and the air itself was filled with the sweet, fermented scent of money. Over 30 high school classmates were already seated. Most of the men wore ill-fitting suits, trying hard to imitate the posture of successful elites. The women gathered together, comparing bags and jewelry, shrewd calculations hidden in their eyes. When Shen Mo and Fatty pushed the doors open and entered, the originally noisy hall fell silent for a split second, followed immediately by even more brazen whispering. He actually came. What strong mental fortitude. Look at his clothes. Not a single logo. Probably cheap street stall knockoffs. Who's that fat guy next to him? Another delivery driver. Why does he smell like chicken grease? Yi Yu sat at the head of the main table, swirling a glass of red wine in his hand, his arm around Liu Ruyan, like a local tyrant. He scrutinized Shen Mo as he walked in. Yo, young Master Shen. Sit over here. Yi Yu pointed to a small round table in the corner near the kitchen doors. The main table is full. I specifically saved a VIP seat for you. It's the closest spot to the kitchen. Makes it easier for you to reminisce about the feeling of delivering takeout. Ha 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 ha. That table was completely empty. Not even fully set with tableware. It was clearly a deliberate, humiliating insult. Fatty was so angry that the flesh on his face was trembling. He was about to explode. But Shen Mo pressed a hand on his shoulder. Shen Mo looked completely unfazed, walking straight to the corner table and sitting down, as if he wasn't sitting on a cold bench, but on a dragon throne. Class monitor Jiang Zhichang stood up. He clinked his wine glass, looking at Yi Yu with a fawning expression. Everyone, quiet down. The fact that we can gather here today is all thanks to young Master Yi's generosity. This meal costs 8,880 yuan per person. And there are 2 bottles of 82 Lafite. Let's give him a round of applause. Thunderous applause erupted. Everyone looked at Liu Ruyan with eyes full of envy, jealousy, and resentment, wishing they could take her place. Yi Yu smugly pressed his hands down to quiet the crowd. That's a given. For Ruyan, this amount of money is nothing. Unlike some people, who dated for 3 years and never even gave a decent gift. In the end, he gave a crappy cake. And it was even spoiled. Liu Ruyan covered her mouth and chuckled, her gaze sweeping contemptuously over Shen Mo in the corner. Young Master Yi? Stop it. Shen Mo did his best. After all, his abilities are limited. Let's not be too harsh. Right. Limited abilities, Shen Mo. Make sure you eat a lot today. You don't get to eat this while delivering takeout. Right? Especially this Australian lobster. Eat it while it's hot. It gets fishy when it's cold. Yeah, Shen Mo leaned back in his chair. His fingers tapped lightly on the table, making a rhythmic sound. Yeah, you? You can eat whatever you want. But you shouldn't talk nonsense. Are you sure you can afford to pay for this meal? Ha, I can't afford it. Yi Yu slammed the table and stood up as if he had just heard the funniest joke in the world. The pocket money in just one of my cards is enough to buy this entire room, Shen Mo. Have you gone crazy from hating the rich just then? The doors to the banquet hall were suddenly pushed open. 2 rows of tall hostesses in red kipaos filed in gracefully, holding flowers and colored ribbons. Immediately after, a middle-aged man in a tang suit with a glowing red face strode in. Behind him followed the hotel's general manager, the executive chef, and a crowd of top executives. The grand entrance was intimidating. Class monitor Zhang Ji Chang's eyes lit up. He exclaimed, "My God, that's the owner of the Daihao Hotel. The godfather of Jiang Cheng's culinary world. Li Bansheng boss, Li Young Master Yi. You have so much face. Boss Li actually came to toast you in person." The classmates instantly erupted in an uproar. Li Bansheng was a resounding name in Jiangcheng. A man who ate from both the black and white sides of the tracks, with billions in assets. It was usually hard just to get a meeting with him. Yet today, he personally came to toast at this little class reunion. Yi Yu was also stunned. He wasn't actually close to Li Bansheng. Although his dad had some money, it wasn't enough to make Li Bansheng personally keep them company, but in front of so many classmates, and especially in front of Shen Mo. He had to play this off perfectly. Low profile. Keep it low profile. Yi Yu straightened his tie and stood up, his face glowing with pride. He's just had dinner with my dad a few times. I didn't expect Uncle Li to be so polite. Saying this, Yi Yu picked up his wine glass and walked up with a face full of smiles. Uncle Li, oh my. How could I trouble you to come personally? However, an awkward scene unfolded. Li Bansheng didn't even glance at Yi Yu, brushing past him like a gust of wind. Yi Yu's hand, holding the wine glass, froze in midair. The smile instantly stiffened on his face, like a clown who had the pause button pressed on him. The entire hall fell dead silent. They watched as Li Bansheng led the group of executives straight through the crowd, hurrying over to the corner, to the most inconspicuous spot, right in front of Shen Mo's table. The next second, under everyone's horrified gazes, Li Bansheng cupped his fists and bowed deeply, his waist bending almost 90 degrees. Young Master Shen, I didn't know you were gracing us with your presence. I failed to welcome you. Damn me. I truly deserve to die. Li Bansheng's voice was loud and clear, carrying undisguised panic and reverence. Behind him, the general manager and chefs were so terrified they didn't even dare to breathe loudly, bowing in unison. Boom! It was as if a silent bomb had been detonated in the banquet hall. Everyone's brains crashed at this moment. Shen Mo, that takeout delivery guy. Shen Mo Ye Yu whipped around, his eyes practically bulging out of his head. Uncle Li. Did you mistake him for someone else? This kid is just a broke delivery driver. I'm the one sitting at the head table. I'm Ye Yu. Yi Gang's son Li Bansheng straightened up and turned to look at Yi Yu. His previously respectful face instantly turned as dark as deep water. Yi Gang, that nouveau riche contractor, does he deserve a toast from me? Li Bansheng delivery driver. How can a sparrow understand the ambitions of a swan? Young Master Shen is just experiencing life. Is that something you frogs at the bottom of a well can gossip about? With that, Li Bansheng turned back to Shen Mo, pulling a document and a gold pen from his breast pocket, offering them with both hands. Young Master Shen, this is the equity transfer agreement for the Daihao Hotel. As you instructed, all procedures were completed 10 minutes ago. Now, this hotel, along with this entire building, belongs to you. What? This time, even Liu Ruyan couldn't help but scream out loud. 10 minutes. He bought Jiangcheng's landmark 5-star hotel in 10 minutes. How much would that cost? 3 billion, 5 billion. Shen Mo didn't even look at the agreement, casually tossing it to Fatty beside him. Dawei, you're in charge of this hotel from now on. Throw out anyone who's an eyesore. You got it. Brother Mo. Fatty's face flushed with excitement as he took the document, straightening his back. He never imagined in his life that he could be the boss of a 5-star hotel, but it felt so damn good, Boss Li. Thanks for your hard work, Shen Mo said flatly. Serving young master Shen is my honor. Li Bansheng wiped the cold sweat from his forehead. As long as he could cling to the Shen family's thigh, giving away a hotel was nothing. It was just a pledge of loyalty. Shen Mo slowly stood up, his gaze working through the crowd to land on the deathly pale faces of Yi Yu and Liu Ruyan. Shen Mo smiled, yet didn't smile. Yi Yu's legs were already shaking uncontrollably, but he was still stubbornly holding on. He didn't believe it. This had to be a hallucination, or some high-level scam. Shen Mo, stop playing tricks. Where did you get the money to buy a hotel? These are definitely actors, right? Li Bancheng is an actor you hired too. Yi Yu roared hysterically, trying to use this to cover up his inner terror. Actors. Shen Mo shook his head and snapped his fingers. The doors to the banquet hall were thrown open once again. 4 burly men carried in a massive object covered by a red cloth. They walked in. The object was incredibly heavy, making the floor emit a dull thud with every step. The burly men placed the object right in front of Ye Yu's main table. This is my engagement gift to you two. Open it and take a look. Ye Yu grabbed a corner of the red cloth with trembling hands and yanked it off. Whoosh! A blinding golden light radiated out. It was a bell. A massive grandfather clock made of pure gold, as tall as a person. The golden pendulum swung under the lights, emitting a nerve-wracking tick-tock sound. Gifting a bell, sending them to their graves, the entire hall fell dead silent. So quiet you could hear people breathing. This bell weighs 999 caddies, pure gold, symbolizing that your relationship will endure right up until your dying breath. Shen Mo's voice sounded like a judge from hell. Liu Ruyan let out a terrified scream and collapsed to the floor. Gifting a bell was the most taboo curse among wealthy families, let alone such a massive golden bell. This was an absolute naked death threat. Yi Yu was also scared silly. He stared at the golden bell, which reflected his twisted, distorted face. Shen Mo, this is extortion, I'm calling the police, Yi Yu shouted, putting up a brave front while trembling inside. Shen Mo laughed. Call the police, this bell is worth 200 million. I have the receipt. It's a legal gift. What? You don't like it? At this point, the smile on Shen Mo's face instantly vanished, replaced by endless icy coldness. That's enough of a show for today. Fatty, clear the venue. Fatty stepped forward, pointing at Ye Yu and Liu Ruyan, and roared. Did you hear that? This hotel is surnamed Shen now, all of you. Get the hell out. Shen Mo pointed at the untouched dishes on the table. This table is 828 per personne. 3 tables in total, plus 2 bottles of Lafite. That's 300. 0 in total. Since young Master Yi said it's his treat, pay the bill 10 before you leave. If you're short a single cent, I'll have the security guards break one of your legs. You wouldn't dare. Watch and see if I dare. Shen Mo waved his hand, and immediately, over a dozen security guards surrounded them, glaring like tigers, rubber batons in hand. Seeing this formation, Yi Yu finally broke down. He knew he had completely hit rock bottom today. Trembling, he pulled out his card and swiped 300,000 on the portable POS machine Li Bancheng carried. His heart was bleeding. This wasn't just about the money, it was about his pride. In front of all his classmates, he was trampled under Shen Mo's feet, without the slightest room to fight back. Shen Mo, what goes around comes around, just you wait. After dropping this harsh threat, Yi Yu dragged the weak-kneed Liu Ruyan and fled the banquet hall in a panic. The classmates watched this scene, quiet as winter cicadas. The way they looked at Shen Mo shifted from initial disdain to extreme fear and fawning. Yi young Master Shen. We were blind to not recognize Mount Tai just now. Class monitor, Zhang Zichang rubbed his hands together, trying to sidle up and suck up to him. Scram. Shen Mo said only one word. Zhang Zichang shuddered in fear, not daring to utter a single peep. He scurried away with his tail between his legs. The others also scattered like birds and beasts, terrified that if they ran too slow, Shen Mo would settle scores with them. In the empty banquet hall, only Shen Mo, Fatty, and Li Bancheng remained. Brother Mo. That was so satisfying. Fatty looked at the golden bell, his eyes narrowing into slits with a wide smile. But are we really giving this golden bell to that bastard? Isn't that letting him off too easy? Give it to him, Shen Mo sneered. I'm just temporarily storing it with him. In a few days, I'll take it back with interest. Besides, Shen Mo turned to look out the window, facing the direction Yi Yu had fled. This is just the beginning. The real hunt has only just begun. Early the next morning, in the core CBD of Jiangcheng, an 8-story skyscraper pierced the clouds. At the top of the building, the 4 massive characters, Shen Consortium, gleamed brilliantly in the sunlight, overlooking the entire city. This was the Shen Consortium's branch in Jiangcheng. Jumlin International, Liu Ruyan, wearing 10-centimeter high heels and oversized sunglasses to hide her eyes swollen from crying last night, walked into the building. Even though she had suffered a humiliating defeat last night, life had to go on. After Yi Yu went back last night, he threw a massive tantrum, smashing everything he could in the house. The conclusion he finally reached was, Shen Mo must be acting as a white glove for some super big shot. A money laundering proxy. That black card and the hotel acquisition were just the methods of the big boss behind the scenes. Shen Mo was just a puppet on stage. This explanation made Liu Ruyan feel a bit more at ease. If Shen Mo was just a puppet, then as soon as the big shot abandoned him, he would still be a piece of trash. Once young master Yi contacts his connections in the capital and finds out who your master is. Let's see how arrogant you can be. Liu Ruyan cursed him in her heart. Her identity today was the deputy manager of the marketing department at Jumlin International. This was a position Ye Yu had secured for her by using his dad's connections and bribing them with 200 Ibu Yuan. Although it was just a middle management role in a branch office, being able to work at the Shen Consortium in Jiangcheng was a status symbol in itself. Morning. Manager Liu. Your outfit is so pretty today. As soon as she entered the office, several interns surrounded her, kissing up to her. Liu Ruyan basked in the feeling of being surrounded by stars, her mood improving slightly. All right. Enough flattering. Liu Ruyan took off her sunglasses, revealing a delicate but mean-spirited face. Where's the proposal I asked you to do yesterday? Bring it here. Let me see. A quiet-looking female intern with glasses timidly handed over a document. Manager Liu. This is the proposal for the summer new product launch that Xiao Jiang and I stayed up all night working on. Liu Ruyan took the document and flipped through a few pages casually, her brow suddenly furrowing. Smack, she violently slammed the document into the female intern's face. The sharp edges of the paper cut the girl's cheek, drawing a trickle of blood. This is the garbage you stayed up all night to make. Liu Ruyan shrieked, venting all the frustration and humiliation she suffered last night onto this innocent girl. The formatting is a mess, and the data is all wrong. Are you guys pig-brained? What is the Shen Consortium paying you for? I'm sorry. Manager Liu will fix it right away. The girl was so scared that tears welled up in her eyes. She covered her face, not daring to talk back. Fix it, no need to fix it. Liu Ruyan scoffed coldly. The two of you, go to HR right now and process your resignations. That Xiao Jiang looks just like that deadbeat delivery guy. Just looking at him pisses me off, both of you. Get out, Manager Liu. I'm begging you. I can't lose this job, I still have to pay rent, that's your problem. Security, where's security? Throw these two pieces of trash out, Liu Ruyan yelled impatiently. Just then, a commotion broke out at the office entrance. Who's making all this noise? A deep voice rang out. Liu Ruyan was in a fit of rage. Without even turning her head, she cursed. Which blind idiot is it? Can't you see this manager is teaching her subordinates a lesson? Shut your mouth. However, the surrounding air suddenly fell dead silent. The employees who were originally watching the drama all looked like ducks grabbed by the neck, staring at the door in terror before lowering their heads in unison. Some even started to tremble, sensing something was wrong. Liu Ruyan whipped around. She saw a group of people standing at the door. Leading them was a young man wearing a dark blue handmade suit. He stood tall and straight, his face cold and stern, his deep eyes staring at her icily. It was none other than Shen Mo, and following behind Shen Mo were actually the general manager of Jumlin International, the HR director, the CFO, and a crowd of top company executives. These big shots, who were usually high and mighty, were now hunched over like elementary school students, trembling as they followed half a step behind Shen Mo. They didn't even dare to breathe loudly. Shen Mo, Liu Ruyan cried out in shock, instinctively taking 2 steps back and bumping into the desk behind her. Why is he everywhere? This is the Shen Consortium. It's a place where irrelevant people absolutely cannot enter. How could he be here? And what's with this grand entourage, Manager Liu? What an imposing aura you have. Shen Mo slowly walked into the office, the sound of his leather shoes clicking clearly against the floor. But he didn't look at Liu Ruyan. Instead, he walked up to the female intern with the scratched face and handed her a tissue. The female intern was overwhelmed by the unexpected favor. She took the tissue with trembling hands. Thank you. Shen Mo turned around, his gaze piercing Liu Ruyan like a blade. Who did you just say should get out? Liu Ruyan looked at the general manager and the others behind Shen Mo. Her mind was a tangled mess. She forced herself to stay calm, pointing at Shen Mo. She yelled, Shen Mo, you've got a lot of nerve. How dare you trespass into the inner workings of the Shen Consortium security? Hurry up and call the police to arrest him. He definitely snuck in to steal trade secrets. She turned to the general manager, speaking urgently. Boss Wang. Look, this guy is just a deadbeat delivery driver. Yesterday, he threatened me and young Master Yi. And now he's running into the company to cause trouble. Hurry up and have security break his legs. However, to her despair, the usually authoritative Boss Wang was now looking at her with the gaze of looking at a dead person. Boss Wang let out a furious roar. scaring Liu Ruyan so much she shuddered all over. Liu Ruyan, do you know who you're talking to? He is the sole heir to the Shen Consortium, the chairman of the Shen Group, our absolute superior young master. Shen boss Wang practically screamed the words out of sheer terror. His voice even cracked. Boom. This thunderbolt was 10,000 times more violent than last night's storm. Liu Ruyan felt the world spinning around her. Her legs gave out, and she slumped directly onto the floor. Chairman heir, how is this possible? Shen Mo, the guy who lived in a basement with her for 3 years, the Shen Mo who wouldn't even take the bus just to save $2, was the crown prince of a $100 billion conglomerate. In that moment, everything clicked into place. Why he had the black card. Why he could buy the hotel. Why Li Bansheng would kneel to him. Why all those arrogant, powerful figures would be so respectful to him. There was no so-called front man. There was no puppet. He was the king. The true king. And she had personally thrown this king away like a piece of trash. No, I don't believe it. This must be a dream. Liu Ruyan muttered, her eyes vacant. Shen Mo walked up to Liu Ruyan. He looked down at her, his eyes devoid of pity, filled only with endless disgust. Liu Ruyan, I gave you a chance. I originally thought that if you could behave yourself at the company, I could pretend I didn't see you. But you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have brought your snobbish, gold-digging attitude into my company to bully my employees. Shen Mo turned his head to the HR director. Find out how she got in. The HR director, already drenched in cold sweat, immediately pulled up the data on his tablet. Young master. She came in through a special channel. The referrer was Ye Yu. She did not go through the formal interview process. Ye Yu, Shen Mo sneered. He dared to stick his hands into my company. Very good. Issue my orders. Shen Mo's voice resounded throughout the entire office area. First, Liu Ruyan used improper means to gain employment and, during her tenure, verbally abused subordinates and abused her power. She is to be fired immediately and blacklisted from the entire industry. I want to make sure that no company in all of Jiangcheng dares to hire her. Second, thoroughly investigate who approved this hiring. Whoever it was, fire them all and pursue legal action. Third, the document she just threw on the floor. Make her eat it. She's not allowed to leave until she finishes. Several bodyguards immediately rushed forward and restrained Liu Ruyan. No, Shen Mo, young master Shen. I was wrong. For the sake of our 3 years together, I beg you. Spot me. Liu Ruyan cried hysterically, her makeup running, making her look like a clown. I love you, I really do love you. I was deceived by that bastard Ye Yu. I want to come back to you, I'm willing to live in a basement with you. A basement. Shen Mo knelt down. He looked at Liu Ruyan's ugly face and whispered, Unfortunately, I don't live in a basement anymore. And you're not even worthy of polishing my shoes. Shen Mo stood up and took the disinfectant wipe that Mr. Wang handed him, wiping his hands as if he had touched something filthy. Notify the legal department. Prepare to sue the Yi family. Shen Mo tossed the wipe. His eyes gleamed like a hunter spotting his prey. Since Yi Yu likes to use connections so much, then I'll show him what real connections are. I'll make the Ye family disappear from Jiangcheng within a week. After leaving Junlin International, Shen Mo got into the Maybach parked at the entrance. Although he had just viciously crushed Liu Ruyan's dignity, he didn't feel much satisfaction. An opponent of this level was too weak, to the point of being boring. His target was the Ye family, who had been making petty moves behind the scenes. Young master, Uncle Ho, in the passenger seat, turned his head. We've just received news. Yi Yu is pulling strings everywhere, trying to get your accounts frozen. He's contacted his connections in the city and even some second-generation heirs in the capital. Shen Mo raised an eyebrow. He's quite persistent. Freeze my accounts. Does he not know that the firewall of a Swiss bank is on the same level as the Pentagon's? However, it seems the Ye family has recently latched onto a big tree. Uncle Hugh's expression grew a bit more serious. According to intelligence from the Dark Knight group, Yi Gang, Yi Yu's father, has been frequently contacting people from the Shao family of the capital. The Shao family is one of the 4 great families of the capital, and their power is immense. If the Yi family truly becomes a vassal of the Shao family, then dealing with them might be a bit more troublesome. The Shao family. A cold glint flashed in Shen Mo's eyes. In the Shen conglomerate's global map, the Shao family of the capital was nothing more than a slightly larger grasshopper. But domestically, the Shao family did have some clout. So, the Ye family was looking for a backer to crush this nouveau riche upstart. Interesting. A smile played on Shen Mo's lips. Since he wants to play big, then I'll play along. Uncle Hu, help me schedule a meeting with someone. Who? the Yi family's biggest creditor, and Yi Gang's mortal enemy, Wang Tianhai of the Tianhai Group. That evening, at Jiangcheng's most exclusive private club, Tingyu Pavilion, Wang Tianhai sat in the private room, feeling uneasy. He had received a mysterious call earlier that day, saying someone wanted to offer him a great fortune. The meeting was set here. Tingyu Pavilion was a members-only club, with a membership fee of 5 million. Anyone who could book a room here was either rich or powerful. The door opened, and Shen Mo walked in alone. He had changed into casual clothes, looking like an ordinary boy next door. But the calm and composed aura about him made even Wang Tianhai, who had weathered the storms of the business world for 30 years, feel a twinge of anxiety. I'm the one who's going to make you rich. Young man, you've got a big mouth. Do you know who I am? Wang Tianhai, chairman of the Tianhai Group, specializing in building materials and logistics. Recently, due to the Yi family's malicious price cutting and market domination, your company's cash flow is about to break. If you can't repay the bank loan next month, you'll have to declare bankruptcy, liquidate, and jump off a building. Wang Tianhai's face changed drastically. Shen Mo's tone was calm, but every word struck a nerve. How do you know that? Did Ji Gang send you here to humiliate me? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Shen Mo took a check out of his pocket. He pushed it in front of Wang Tianhai. Here's 1 billion. An interest-free loan. Wang Tianhai looked at the zeros on the check, his hand shaking so much that the water from his teacup spilled. 1 billion was enough for him to make a comeback, and even crush the Ye family. What do you want? Wang Tianhai asked warily. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I need you to do one thing at the building materials bidding conference 3 days from now. Shen Mo stared into Wang Tianhai's eyes. He spoke word by word. Go all out to attack the Ye family. Drive the price below the cost line. I'll cover whatever you lose. I want to make sure the Yi family doesn't get a single order, and that the hundreds of millions in materials they've stockpiled all rot in their warehouses. Wang Tianhai sucked in a sharp breath. This was a plan to annihilate the Ye family, and it was a crazy, scorched earth tactic that would inflict heavy losses on himself as well. What? You don't dare. Why wouldn't I dare? Wang Tianhai slammed his hand on the table. His eyes were bloodshot. That bastard Yi Gang has been trying to kill me for a long time. Since a benefactor is helping me, I'll risk my life to take a bite out of him. Very good. Shen Mo stood up. Remember, this is just the first step. The real show is yet to come. After Shen Mo left, Wang Tianhai stared at the check for a long time, unable to calm down. He didn't know who this young man was, but he knew that the heavens of Jiangcheng were about to change. At this moment, in the Yi family villa, Yi Yu was kneeling on the floor. Yi Gang was cursing furiously. You spendthrift, you good-for-nothing son. What the hell is that? Shen Mo's background? Even Li Banxing kneels to him. You could have provoked anyone, but you had to provoke a godlike figure, Dad. I didn't know. He really used to be just a delivery boy. Who knew if he won the lottery or something? The lottery. Can winning the lottery buy you the Imperial Hotel? Can it get you a black card? Have you lost your mind then? Then what do we do now? What else can we do? We've already offended him to the core. Begging for mercy is useless. Our only option is to strike first. I've already contacted the third young master of the Shao family in the capital. He'll be in Jiangcheng tomorrow. As long as young master Shao is willing to protect us, even if that Shen Mo is a powerful outsider, he'll have to bow down to us. Really, the Shao family is willing to help us. That's because I promised to give 30% of the company's shares to young master Shao as a welcome gift. It's all your fault, you bastard. But as long as we can get through this, and once young master Shao deals with that kid, his hotel, his money, won't it all be ours in the end? At this, the father and son exchanged a look, both revealing greedy, sinister smiles. However, they were unaware that a massive net had already been quietly cast over their heads, and the one pulling the net was, at this very moment, standing at the highest point in the city, looking down at them like two lambs to the slaughter. Morning in Jiangcheng. Shen Mo was sitting on the rooftop terrace of the cloud-top heavenly palace, eating breakfast. In front of him was an exquisite Eggs Benedict. He was drinking a freshly brewed cup of Blue Mountain coffee. And below him was the entire awakening city. Young master, the fish has taken the bait. Uncle Hu stood to the side, holding an internally encrypted satellite phone. His tone carried a hint of imperceptible meaning. The economic investigation team is already downstairs. The one leading them is Deputy Captain Liu. Shen Mo cut into the poached egg, watching the golden yolk slowly ooze out. His expression was as calm as if he were listening to a weather forecast. And the reason, suspicion of having a large amount of funds from an unknown source, as well as transnational money laundering. Uncle Hu sneered. The Yi family went all out this time. Not only did they use their connection with Liu Meng, but they also forged a record of your overseas offshore account. Although the forgery is crude, procedurally, it's enough to have you detained for 48 hours. 48 hours. Shen Mo forked a piece of egg white and put it in his mouth, chewing slowly. Enough time for the Ye family to create a media storm, ruin my reputation, and then have the banks freeze my assets. Finally, forcing me into a corner. Their plan is quite well thought out. Young master, do you need me to play that card? With just one phone call, Liu Meng will be stripped of his uniform. A murderous glint appeared in Uncle Hu's eyes. No need. Shen Mo wiped his mouth and stood up. Since they want to put on a show of beating a drowning dog, then I'll play along with them to the end. I'll let them think they've already won. Otherwise, how would that great young master Xiao from the capital make his grand entrance? As he spoke, the two heavy mahogany doors of the suite were rudely banged on. Bang. 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 Open up, police business. Fatty was in the living room, polishing the antique guitar he had just bought yesterday. But you must remember, these handcuffs are easy to put on, but taking them off won't be so simple. Liu Meng was taken aback for a moment, then became enraged with embarrassment. Cut the crap, take him away. The news of Shen Mo's arrest spread like wildfire, reaching every corner of Jiangcheng's upper-class circles within an hour. The Ye family villa was a scene of jubilation. Ha ha ha, Dad. Your move was absolutely brilliant. Yi Yu looked at the candid photo on his phone of Shen Mo being pushed into a police car, laughing so hard that tears were about to stream down his face. Look. This kid finally got what was coming to him. Trying to fight us. I knew it. That kid's money definitely came from illegal sources. He's finished now. Once he's in, even if he doesn't die, he'll lose a layer of skin. Yi Gang sat in his armchair, rolling 2 walnuts in his hand, his face full of cunning satisfaction. Humph. He's still too young to fight me. Then what about his assets? Liu Ruyan sat to the side, her eyes gleaming with greed. After being fired yesterday, she had run back to Ye Yu like a stray dog, begging him to take her in. Now, seeing Shen Mo's downfall, she was more excited than anyone. Don't worry. As long as he's convicted of illegal activities, his hotel, cars, and the funds in his accounts will all be seized. Then, we'll use our connections to work things out and acquire these assets at a low price. That's wonderful. Liu Ruyan trembled with excitement. Shen Mo. Oh. Shen Mo. This is what you get for humiliating me. When you get out as a pauper, let's see how arrogant you'll be then. Just then, the butler hurriedly ran in. Master. Young master. Young master Xiao has arrived. His convoy is at the gate. Hearing this, Yi Gang shot up. He straightened his clothes, his face wreathed in a fawning smile. Quick. Quick, come with me to welcome him. This is a true dragon from the capital. The last trump card for our Yi family's comeback. Jiangcheng Municipal Public Security Bureau. Interrogation room. There were no windows here. Only a blindingly bright incandescent lamp hanging overhead, shining directly on Shen Mo's face. Shen Mo sat in the iron chair, his hands cuffed behind his back on the table. But unlike a typical suspect, he wasn't panicked. Instead, he had his eyes closed, as if meditating. Bam! Liu Meng slammed a thick stack of files on the table. He roared. Stop pretending to be asleep. Confess, where did the huge amount of money in your account come from? Who instructed you to carry out these illegal operations? Who's your superior? Shen Mo slowly opened his eyes. He adjusted to the bright light and said faintly, I told you. It's my pocket money. Do you believe me? Humph. Who do you think you are? A Middle Eastern oil prince. Let me tell you. Don't think you can get away with staying silent. We already have conclusive evidence. Your only way out is to confess everything. Evidence? Shen Mo laughed, looking at him as if he were an idiot. Your so-called evidence is that forged transaction record Yi Gang gave you, Liu. You need to use your brain. Did you even bother to check which bank issued my black card? Liu Meng's heart skipped a beat. He had actually found it strange as well. If it was really money laundering, why would anyone be so flamboyant about it? Just then, in the interrogation room, the heavy iron door was gently pushed open from the outside. Who let you in? Can't you see? I'm in the middle of an interro. Liu Meng angrily turned his head. But when he saw the person standing at the door, the hammer in his hand clattered to the floor, smashing his own foot. He cried out in pain. Standing at the doorway was an elderly man in a Zhongshan suit. Although his hair was white, His back was ramrod straight. He exuded an aura of authority that came from years in a high position. And behind this elderly man, the chief and political commissar of the Jiangcheng Municipal Bureau stood bowing, drenched in cold sweat. The elderly man didn't look at Liu Meng. His gaze passed over him, landing on Shen Mo, who was cuffed to the chair. In the next second, the elderly man strode forward, ignoring everyone else, and dropped to one knee. Old servant, Xiao Tianhe, was late in coming to the rescue. Please punish me. Young master. This declaration was like a clap of thunder. The chief's legs gave out, and he nearly collapsed. Liu Meng was so terrified he was scared witless, even forgetting the excruciating pain in his foot. Xiao Tianhe, the current patriarch of the Xiao family, one of the four great families of the capital, the business titan who often appeared on the national news, was kneeling before this money launderer and calling him young master. Shen Mo looked at the kneeling Xiao Tianhe, a faint, satisfied smile finally appearing on his face. Old Xiao, that unworthy grandson of yours, has been quite the big shot in Jiangcheng recently. Hasn't he? Xiao Tianhe trembled, cold sweat beading on his forehead. Young master, please calm your anger. This old servant has failed in his duty to discipline him. If that bastard dared to offend you, young master, this old servant will personally cripple him. Let's rewind to 1 hour ago. A red carpet was laid out at the entrance of the Ye family villa, flanked by 2 rows of bodyguards. A Rolls-Royce Phantom with a capital city license plate slowly pulled to a stop. The door opened, and a young man in a white casual suit and gold-rimmed glasses stepped out. He looked refined, but his eyes held an air of arrogance that looked down on everyone. This was the third young master of the Xiao family. Xiao Chen. Young Master Xiao, welcome. Welcome, your presence truly graces our humble abode. Yi Gang, with Yi Yu and Liu Ruyan in tow, bowed and scraped as he greeted him. His face creased into a smile like an old chrysanthemum. Xiao Chen covered his nose with a handkerchief, as if disgusted by the air here. He glanced faintly at Yi Gang. CEO, Yi. Let's skip the pleasantries. I'm here this time mainly to inspect the family's investments in the south. I heard some blind fool has popped up here, daring to touch our Xiao family's dog. Despite being called a dog, Yi Gang looked honored. Yes, it's that Shen Mo, but don't worry. I've already sent him to jail. With just a word from you, I'll make him rot in there. You're quite efficient. Xiao Chen nodded in satisfaction. Let's go. Take me to the station to have a look. I'd like to see for myself who dares to challenge me. Besides, I'm in need of some entertainment. Hearing this, Yi Yu jumped with excitement. Young Master Xiao, that Shen Mo must have been beaten half to death by now. He'll be the perfect punching bag for you to practice on. The group marched majestically towards the Municipal Public Security Bureau. Along the way, Yi Yu and Liu Ruyan incessantly fed Xiao Chen stories of Shen Mo's wickedness, painting him as a scoundrel who not only swindled money and women, but was also extremely arrogant and domineering. Xiao Chen listened with a sneer, already sentencing Shen Mo to death in his mind. When Xiao Chen and the Ye family walked into the station's main hall, they found the atmosphere a bit strange. The usually bustling office area was now silent. All the police officers were standing on both sides of the corridor, their expressions solemn, as if awaiting some important figure. Wow. Liu Meng really put on a show. Yi Gang thought this was all to welcome Xiao Chen and became even more smug. Young Master Xiao. You see, this is the efficiency of our Jiangcheng. Xiao Chen was non-committal, walking inside with his hands behind his back. When they reached the end of the corridor where the interrogation room was, Yi Gang saw that the door was closed and unguarded. Young Master Xiao. The man is inside. Yi Gang stepped forward and violently pushed open the door, shouting, Captain Liu, young Master Xiao is here to inspect your work. Has that good-for-nothing confessed? Yet his voice died in his throat, because he saw a scene that shattered his entire worldview. Inside the interrogation room, Liu Meng, who should have been acting triumphant, was now kneeling in a corner, trembling, and Shen Mo, who had been cuffed to the chair, was now free. An elderly man in a Zhongshan suit was bent over, carefully wiping the red marks on Shen Mo's wrists with a damp towel. That elderly man's back, Xiao Chen was all too familiar with it. It was his grandfather, the patriarch of the Xiao family, Xiao Tianhe. Grandfather Xiao Chen stood at the doorway. He took off his sunglasses and rubbed his eyes hard, thinking he was hallucinating. Hearing the word grandfather, Xiao Tianhe turned around. At this moment, there was none of the humility he had shown towards Shen Mo. His face was flushed with rage. His eyes as fierce, as if he were about to eat someone. "You bastard, you still dare to show your face," Xiao Tianhe roared, grabbing the hammer from the table, ignoring his old age. He charged at Xiao Chen like an enraged lion. "Grandfather. What are you doing? It's me." "Chenner." Xiao Chen was scared witless and didn't dare to dodge. Bam! Xiao Tianhe kicked Xiao Chen in the stomach, knocking him to the ground. Then, he smashed the hammer on the floor next to Xiao Chen, sending sparks flying. "You bastard, are you blind? Do you know who you've offended?" Xiao Tianhe pointed at Shen Mo, who was still sitting calmly in his chair, sipping tea, his finger trembling. "That is young Master Shen. He is the benefactor of our Xiao family. He is the human embodiment of the force that controls the global economy. You unfilial descendant, how dare you help outsiders against young Master Shen? Are you trying to get our entire Sao clan annihilated? Boom Yi gang." "Yay you." And Liu Ruyan felt as if they had been struck by lightning. The benefactor of the Xiao family, the lifeline of the global economy, the human embodiment, these words exploded in their minds like nuclear bombs. They had always thought Shen Mo was just a nouveau riche upstart with some money, or a puppet for some big shot. But now, even the patriarch of one of the four great families of the capital had to kneel before him and call him master. This wasn't just kicking an iron plate, this was pressing the button on a nuclear bomb. Young Master Shen Xiaochen clutched his stomach, his face deathly pale as he looked at Shen Mo. He finally remembered. The family's core secret scrolls did indeed record that the Xiao family's rise to prominence was entirely due to their allegiance to a mysterious, reclusive family a century ago, the Shens. And the Shen family's crest was that five-clawed golden dragon. "It's over. It's all over." Xiao Chen reacted quickly. He scrambled up and rushed to Shen Mo. He fell to his knees with a thud and began to slap himself hard across the face. "Slap, slap, slap, young Master Shen. I was blind, I was deceived by fools. I'm an animal. I beg you. Spare my life, for the sake of my grandfather's loyal service. Please spare the Xiao family." Shen Mo put down his teacup. He slowly stood up. He ignored Xiao Chen, who was kneeling on the ground, kowtowing repeatedly, and walked over to the paralyzed Yi father and son. Yi Gang had already wet his pants and was shaking like a leaf. Yi Yu's eyes were rolling back in his head, on the verge of fainting. Liu Ruyan cowered in a corner, covering her face with her hands, not daring to even look at Shen Mo. "Yi Gang, you just said you were going to make me rot in jail." Shen Mo's voice was soft, but in the deathly silent interrogation room, it was as piercing as thunder. "No, I wouldn't dare, young Master Shen, Grandfather Shen. I was deceived by fools." Yi Gang kowtowed desperately, his forehead slamming against the concrete floor, blood streaming down his face. "And you, Liu Ruyan." Shen Mo's gaze fell upon the woman. "You said this was what I get for humiliating you." Liu Ruyan trembled, lifting her head. Her once delicate face was now covered in snot and tears. "Shen Mo, I beg you. For the sake of shut up." Shen Mo cut her off. "I told you. You're not worthy of mentioning the past." Shen Mo turned to Xiao Tianhe and said faintly, "Old Xiao, it's too noisy in here. Clear the room." "Yes." A ruthless glint flashed in Xiao Tianhe's eyes. He waved to the bodyguards outside the door. "Take these three from the Yi family away. Don't let them dirty young Master Shen's eyes. Also, send out the word. Fully cooperate with young Master Shen's next actions. The Yi family no longer needs to exist. No young Master Shen. Have mercy." Amidst blood-curdling screams, Yi Gang, Yeyu, and Liu Ruyan were dragged out like dead dogs. What awaited them was a despair more terrifying than hell. Shen Mo walked out of the interrogation room. The sunlight outside was just right. Fatty was waiting anxiously at the door. Seeing Shen Mo safe and sound, he rushed forward and gave him a bear hug. "Brother Mo, I knew you'd be fine, you scared me to death." Shen Mo patted Fatty's back. He smiled. "It's over. But the game isn't finished yet." Shen Mo looked up at the sky, his gaze becoming incredibly sharp. That was just the appetizer. Now it's time for the main course. To the stock exchange. I'm going to completely erase the last trace of the Yi family's existence from this world. Jiangcheng Securities Exchange. Trading floor. This was the battlefield of money, where the flickering of countless red and green numbers decided the fates of millions. At this moment, there were 2 hours left until the market closed. Shen Mo sat at the command seat. In front of him, an entire wall of monitors, densely packed with K-line charts. Behind him stood 30 top traders urgently flown in from Wall Street, as well as a sweating Wang Tianhai. "Young Master, Yi family's Yi's building materials is currently priced at 28. 5 yuan per share, with a market cap of about 5 billion. Due to the rumor of the Xiao family's investment, it even hit its upper limit this morning. Uncle Hugh reported. Upper limit, Shen Mo sneered. That's just the last flash of a dying flame. He glanced at the time. Pirotus PM. Let's begin. Shen Mo lightly tapped the desktop. First wave of selling. Smashed the stock price off its upper limit. The 30 traders simultaneously tapped their keyboards. The uniform clatter sounding like machine gun fire on a battlefield. On the big screen, the stock price of Ye's building materials instantly drew a straight green line downwards. The millions of buy orders that had originally locked the stock at its daily limit were instantly swallowed up by Shen Mo's massive wave of sell orders. Warba. Ling Artsi. 5 inches, just 5 minutes. The stock price plummeted by 5%, triggering market panic. Meanwhile, at the Yi Group headquarters, Yi Gang had just been released from the police station, though this was only to coordinate with Shen Mo's financial war. He was temporarily out on bail. Before he could even catch his breath, the CFO rushed in and grabbed his sleeve. Boss Ye. This is bad. Someone is maliciously shorting our stock. The price is taking a dive. What? Ignoring the injury on his head, Yi Gang rushed to the computer, looking at the cliff-like drop on the K-line chart. His heart pounded in terror. Hurry, defend the market, use all our liquid assets to pull the stock price back up. As long as we survive today, even though the Xiao family has abandoned us, we can't collapse on our own. Yi Gang still harbored a sliver of hope, thinking that as long as he saved the company, he still had a chance to turn things around. He frantically dumped the last 500 million from the company's accounts into the market. As the funds entered, the stock price began to stabilize and rebound. It slowly climbed back to 27 yuan. Yi Gang wiped his cold sweat. Scared me to death. Looks like the other side doesn't have much capital either. They just wanted to scare me. However, inside the exchange, Shen Mo looked at the slightly rising curve on the screen. A bloodthirsty smirk curling on his lips. Lure the enemy in deep, then dump the entire load. Shen Mo said flatly. Wang Tianhai, it's your turn. Wang Tianhai, who had been rubbing his hands together in anticipation, let out a loud roar. I've been waiting for this. Released the announcement. The next second, a blockbuster piece of news detonated across the entire financial circle. Breaking news. Tianhai Group files a real name report. Yi Group's building materials division has been using substandard raw materials long-term, suspected of major engineering quality issues. Detailed inspection reports and internal ledgers are attached. The release of this news was no different from dropping a nuclear bomb into the stock market. The retail investors and institutions that were still watching from the sidelines instantly exploded. Engineering quality issues. That's a fatal blow in the construction industry. Run away. Countless sell orders poured out like an avalanche. At this moment, Shen Mo issued his second command. Reel in the net. Short across the board. Smash it down to delisting. Regardless of the cost. Understood. 30 traders unleashed full firepower. This wasn't a small skirmish. It was a crushing blow with hundreds of billions in capital. Arsha Si. Ling R Wu. Ling R Ling. Le Yi Wu. 0 Yi Groups. Stock price plummeted in a straight line like a kite with a snapped string. Yi Gang's 500 million defense fund didn't even make a splash before it was instantly swallowed up. Yi Gang stared at the computer screen, his eyes bloodshot, his entire body turning ice cold. How could this happen? How could this happen? My money, my company. Young master. The banks have made their move. All of the Yi family's loans have been declared prematurely due. The banks have frozen all their fixed assets. The tax bureau has also entered the Yi Group. Furthermore, the 30 suppliers who originally worked with the Yi family have collectively shown up at their door to collect debts. Shen Mo listened to these reports expressionlessly. This was a capital war. Once an avalanche begins, no snowflake is innocent. At 3:00 p.m., the market closed. Yi Group's stock price froze at 2 yuan, a 90% drop. The Yi family was finished. The once arrogant and domineering Yi Group had 95% of its market value evaporate in just 2 short hours. Not only were they left without a single penny, but they also shouldered billions in massive debt. Ad dusk. By the river, the setting sun was as red as blood, dyeing the river's surface. Yi Gang, Ye Yu, and Liu Ruyan sat on a bench by the river like stray dogs. Their villa had been sealed, their cars had been towed. The designer clothes on their backs had been stripped away by creditors. Now, they were shivering in tattered shirts. Liu Ruyan's hair was a mess, her gaze blankly staring at the river water. Just yesterday, she was still dreaming of being a wealthy socialite. She was still mocking her takeout delivery ex-boyfriend. But now, the dream was over, and the cruel reality made her want to die. A black Maybach slowly pulled up to the curb. The window rolled down, revealing Shen Mo's cold, stern face. Fatty sat in the driver's seat, looking at these three drowning dogs with immense satisfaction. Seeing Shen Mo, Yi Yu rushed over like a madman. Shen Mo, young master, Shen, I was wrong, please. I beg you. Give me a way out, even if you just let me be your dog. That's fine. I have hands and feet, I can open the gates for you. Shen Mo looked at this man who had once thrown money in his face, his eyes completely devoid of emotion. Be my dog, the dogs in my house eat A5 Wagyu. You can't afford it. As for Liu Ruyan, Shen Mo's gaze swept over the woman cowering in the back. Liu Ruyan looked up, a final spark of hope igniting in her eyes. She wanted to use that pitiful, innocent look from the past to move Shen Mo, but she forgot that right now. She looked uglier than a ghost. I heard you really like money. Shen Mo took out a coin and flicked it lightly. Ding! The coin traced a parabola in the air and fell into the rolling river water. Go down and fish it out. If you find it, it's yours. With that, Shen Mo rolled up the window. The Maybach started up and sped away, leaving them in the dust, leaving behind only a cloud of exhaust and the three of them weeping in despair. As Fatty drove, he looked in the rearview mirror and sighed. Brother Mo, what will happen to these people? Now, Ye Gang will go to prison for economic crimes and gang involvement. He'll most likely die in there. Shen Mo closed his eyes, leaning back tiredly against the seat. Yi Yu is saddled with debt. He can only go haul bricks at an illegal kiln to pay it off. Let him experience true bottom-tier life. As for Liu Ruyan, she'll live. She'll live in the darkest corners of this city, watching me climb to the top step by step, watching how dazzling the things she once had are. That kind of regret is more painful than killing her. That is her ending. The car drove into the bustling downtown area, the neon lights reflecting on Shen Mo's face. Light and shadow intertwined. The revenge was over. But Shen Mo knew this was only the beginning. His own business empire had only just laid its first foundation stone. The late autumn wind in Jiangcheng already carried a biting chill. For Liu Ruyan, this autumn was 10,000 times colder than previous years. On the third day after the Ye family's downfall, she was kicked out of that high-end apartment in the CBD by her landlord. The reason was simple: her rent was a week overdue, and Ye Yu, who used to swipe his card to pay for it, was currently wearing a prison uniform. Gnawing on steamed buns in a detention center, she dragged two massive suitcases, standing on the busy streets like a wandering ghost abandoned by the world. It's fine. I still have these bags. And the jewelry. Liu Ruyan comforted herself, shivering. These two suitcases contained everything she had fought for over the past 3 years, over a dozen Hermes and Chanel bags, and various jewelry gifted by Yi Yu. As long as I sell these, I can get at least a few million. It's enough for me to go to another city, start over, and hook a new rich guy. She hailed a cab and headed straight to Milan Station, the largest second-hand luxury goods buyer in Jiangcheng. Boss, I want to sell all of these. They're all brand new. I can't find the receipts, but you can authenticate them. Liu Ruyan lined up the dozen bags, trying hard to put on the haughty attitude of a rich girl who was tired of her old styles. The boss was a middle-aged man with reading glasses. He put on his gloves and picked up that limited edition Hermes Himalaya. He only took one look at the hardware before his brow furrowed. He then picked up a Chanel bag and felt the leather. Finally, he picked up that Van Cleef and Arpels necklace and examined it with a magnifying glass. 10 minutes later, the boss took off his glasses, revealing a mocking smile. Are you here to mess with me? Or did you get scammed? What do you mean? These were given to me by Ye Yu, the young master of the Yi group. How could they be fake? Ye Yu he. The Yi family is bankrupt. Don't try to use him to intimidate me. I'll tell you the truth. Out of everything on this table, only this LV monogram bucket bag is real. But the condition is terrible. It's worth $2,000 at most. The rest are all Guangzhou knockoffs, and low-end ones at that. Even the engravings on the hardware are crooked. Boom! Liu Ruyan felt something explode in her brain, her ears ringing. Liu Ruyan shrieked, dumping the contents of the bags out like a madwoman. Look at this diamond. How could this be fake? That's moissanite. $200 a pop. The boss waved his hand impatiently. All right. Stop putting on a show here. I see this drama of rich kids using fake bags to pick up gold diggers 800 times a year. Only shallow women like you would fall for it. Take your garbage and get out. Don't ruin my business. Fakes. They're all fakes. Liu Ruyan walked out of the store like a soulless corpse, tightly clutching the only real bag, the battered and worn LV bucket bag. That was the first birthday gift Shen Mo had given her 3 years ago. Back then, Shen Mo had just started delivering takeout. To buy this bag, he ate instant noodles for 3 whole months. Only the things given by that broke loser were real. Yet, for those glamorous fakes, she had personally thrown away the most precious, genuine heart in the world. Ha 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 ha, Liu Ruyan squatted on the curb, crying and laughing wildly. Passers-by cast sidelong glances, thinking she was a madwoman. Just then, the massive LED screen across the street suddenly lit up. The screen was broadcasting the Jiangcheng news. In the footage, Shen Mo, wearing a dark black handmade suit, stood in front of the skyscraper that had just been renamed Shen Center. Behind him stood several top city officials, and the respectfully standing head of the capital's Shao family, Shao Tianhe. The anchor's excited voice echoed across the entire street. Today, the Shen Consortium officially announced an investment of 500 billion to build the Jiangcheng Future City project. Chairman Shen Mo stated that this will be the world's largest tech and financial hub. At the same time, the Shen Group announced the launch of the Qingyan project, with an initial investment of 10 billion to fund impoverished college students and grassroots entrepreneurs across the city. The camera zoomed in, giving Shen Mo a close-up. He was still as handsome as ever, but the world-conquering dominance in his eyes was no longer that of the gentle young man from back then. Liu Ruyan reached out, wanting to touch the man on the screen, but she could only grasp the freezing air. Beneath the giant screen, a Maybach slowly drove by. Uncle Hu sat in the passenger seat and said softly, "Young master, I saw that woman. She's right by the road. She looks miserable." Shen Mo turned his head, glancing coldly through the one-way glass at Liu Ruyan, who was squatting by the road, crying bitterly. "Miserable. Back when I was delivering food in the rain with a high fever, she was sitting in Yeyu's sports car, laughing so happily. The world is balanced. What's done is done. Everyone has to pay the price for their choices. She's just a piece of trash living in memories and regret. She's not worth another second of my time." Shen Mo withdrew his gaze and looked at the documents in his hand. "Fatty, how are things on his end?" To answer the young master, Boss Wang is full of energy right now. He took over the mess left by the Yi family and is currently handling asset liquidation. Although the kid isn't highly educated, his street loyalty hits the mark. He's got all those contractors in line. Everyone on the construction sites respects him now. He even specifically hired back the foreman who once broke his ribs to be his head of security, saying he wants to win people over with virtue. A smile tugged at the corner of Shen Mo's mouth. "That damn fatty has actually learned 30% of my methods. Tell him to get ready for tomorrow night's dragon banquet. He's one of the main characters." Outside the window, skyscrapers stood tall, neon lights flashing. Shen Mo looked at this city. In just one short week, he had climbed from the very bottom to the absolute peak. But this was not the end. Jiangcheng was too small. It couldn't even hold a single claw of a true dragon like him. His gaze was already set on much further places. The bright moon hung high. Jiangcheng's Dihao Hotel. Tonight, an unprecedented banquet would be held here. The Shen Consortium's Dragon Banquet. This wasn't just a business dinner, it was a complete reshuffling of power. The entire Jiangnan province, and even the top wealthy families of the Beijing-Tianjin Circle and the Pearl River Delta, all considered it an honor to receive an invitation stamped with the golden dragon crest. Temporary traffic control measures were implemented within a 5-kilometer radius of the hotel. Only those with valid identification could pass. A red carpet stretched from the hotel lobby all the way to the street corner, flanked by hundreds of bodyguards in black maintaining order, along with dozens of domestic. The top international media outlets are bombarding us with their cameras and microphones. "Look! That's the eldest daughter of the Ye family from Beijing. He's even here. And the shipping magnates from Shanghai. The Chen family. Tianya Shen Shao's influence is too great. Who is that? He looks so familiar. My God. Is that an ambassador from some country?" Reporters frantically pressed their shutters, the flashes turning night into day. Outside the hotel entrance, a disheveled woman with unkempt clothes and messy hair tried to blend into the crowd. "Let me in," she said. "I'm Shen Mo's fiancé. I'm the future Mrs. Shen. Let me in." Liu Ruyan, delirious, pushed past the security guards. He hadn't eaten for 2 days and was on the verge of a mental breakdown. He stubbornly believed that as long as he saw Shen Mo, as long as he knelt down and begged her, Shen Mo would soften her heart. After all, they had once loved each other so much. "Get lost. You crazy woman." The security guard, disgusted, shoved him to the ground, saying, Don't you even take a piss and look at yourself, you look like a beggar, Mrs. Shen. Even young Master Shen's dog is better dressed than you. Liu Ruyan slumped against the edge of the cold red carpet. Her palms scraped raw and bleeding. Just then, a stretched Lincoln Navigator 1 slowly came to a stop. The door opened, and a burly, overweight man in a custom-made suit stepped out. He had his hair slicked back, and although he was still a bit overweight, his confident and authoritative demeanor made him look like a seasoned business tycoon. Wang Daowei is currently the president of Tianyu Construction, a subsidiary of the Shen Group, managing a multi-billion-dollar engineering project. He saw Liu Ruyan lying on the ground. Liu Ruyan also saw him, and a final glimmer of light appeared in her eyes. Fatty Daowei. It's me. Liu Ruyan, I'm your sister-in-law, take me inside quickly. What do I need to see? Wang Daowei stopped and looked down at this once highly admired joke. Previously, Liu Ruyan would never even look at him properly, and even disliked his body odor. Refusing to let him sit at the table to eat, Wang Daowei laughed. A cold laugh. Liu Ruyan, you don't deserve to call me sister-in-law. Fatty. Please. I know I was wrong. Please help me. Liu Ruyan crawled over and tried to grab his trouser leg, but Wang Daowei took a step back, avoiding her hand. Moji said he never wanted to see you again in this life. This was his last act of mercy towards you. Wang Daowei pulled out a wad of cash from his pocket, probably several thousand yuan, and casually tossed it in front of Liu Ruyan. Take your money, buy a ticket, and get out of Jiangqing. Stop making a fool of yourself here, Wang Daowei said, straightening his suit. Without looking back, she walked through the magnificent golden gate. Liu Ruyan looked at the money on the ground, then at the door that was so close at hand. The gate, seemingly as distant as the heavens, finally collapsed completely. He wailed and wept on the ground, his cries drowned out by the melodious orchestral music that drifted from the banquet hall. Utterly ignored. Inside the banquet hall, amidst the mingling of drinkers and the interplay of joy and sorrow, a man stood silently on the second-floor circular terrace, holding a glass of champagne, looking down upon the masses below. Xiao Tianhe of the Xiao family in the capital, the Chen family and the Yi family in Shanghai, these business tycoons, whose mere stomp could shake the business world, were now gathered downstairs, gazing up at him, awaiting his inquiry. The young master had arrived just in time, Fubo gently reminded him, and silently nodded. Slowly walking to the microphone in the center of the terrace, the entire hall fell silent instantly. You could hear a pin drop. Ladies and gentlemen. The silence amplified by the top-of-the-line sound equipment. The message clearly reached every corner. Thank you all for coming. There are only two things I've invited you here for today, to remain silent and extend one finger. A rule is hereby announced from this day forward. In doing business in Jiangnan province, there can only be one voice, and that is the censorship. The saying goes, those who obey me prosper, those who defy me perish. The Yi family is the best example of this overbearing and arrogant, but thunderous applause erupted from the audience. Faced with absolute power, arrogance is mere dominance. The second silent gaze swept across the entire room, finally settling on Wang Tianhai, Xiao Tianhe, and the others standing in the front row. I am silent and dislike keeping things to myself. I observe this aircraft carrier about to set sail. Its target, the stars and the sea. If any of you here are willing to board the ship, I welcome you silently. I promise you future profits will increase tenfold, and we are willing to follow young Master Shen to the death. Xiao Tianhe was the first to kneel down, shouting that he swore to follow young Master Shen to the death. Hundreds of top-tier martial arts practitioners in the arena erupted in cheers. They all knelt on one knee in unison, offering their highest loyalty to the young king on the second floor. At this moment, silence was utterly complete, marking the transformation from a down-on-his-luck deliveryman to a business tycoon. He looked at the sea of black heads below the stage, yet felt an unusual calm. He had once thought revenge was the end, but now, standing atop the mountain, he realized that revenge was merely a stumbling block on the path to the summit. The view from the mountaintop was beautiful, but it was also very cold. Suddenly, a clear, crisp female voice broke the solemnity. What a strong breeze. I wonder if I, Ye Xiao Yuan, am qualified to board this ship. The door was pushed open, and a stunningly beautiful young woman in a red evening gown walked in. Two maids in black followed behind him, each carrying a document. The document pertains to the eldest daughter of the Ye family of Jincheng, Yi Xiao Yuan, known as the most beautiful woman in Jincheng and the Wu Zeqian of the business world, caused a stir among the audience. She was notoriously arrogant. Even the royal prince, whom she disdained, actually came to support Shen Mo in person. Looking at the woman in red, Shen Mo finally managed a genuine smile. Miss Yi's presence is an honor for me. Mr. Shen. Yi Xiaoyuan walked downstairs, her beautiful eyes sparkling with the excitement of a rival to a chiffon cake. This is the transfer of 100 ports in Europe by the Ye family. The book was part of my dowry for Shen Xiao. Oh no. It was like being thrown into a fire. The whole audience gasped. 100 ports. That amount of money is immeasurable. He silently raised his glass, with a distant salute. The deal was finalized. On this night, the legend of Jiangcheng reached its climax. No one remembers the woman named Liu Ruyan anymore. Everyone is talking about it. A month later, at the first prison in the western suburbs of Jiangcheng, a high-security prison for serious offenders, where escape via strong electric fences was impossible, Shen Mo and Ye Xiaoyuan's meeting took place. Shen Mo, dressed in a black trench coat, stood outside the observation window. Two bald men wearing sports jerseys sat across the glass. Yi Gang looked 20 years older, his face full of wrinkles, his eyes cloudy and dull, and he resembled a simpleton. With drool dripping from the corner of his mouth, he kept muttering that he was a rich kid. He was in prison. And because he couldn't bear the huge change in his life and the constant pressure, he went insane. He picked up the microphone, his hands trembling like someone with Parkinson's. You've come to see this joke, he thought. Falling silent as he looked at these two once arrogant enemies, there was no hatred in my eyes. Only a detached view of dust in the comments. I'm here to see my work. Is Silent Egg getting used to living here with Yi Gang? Yes. Yes. Yi Gang is exhausted. Young Master Chen. Please. Please get my son a single room. He was almost beaten to death. We were wrong before. We were blinded by greed. Please forgive us. Please forgive us. Silence interrupted his embarrassment. I'm petty. I remember that rainy night when that amateur threw money in my face. I never intended for you to have a large family. Enjoy the rest of your lives. I will have people take good care of you, ensuring you live to a ripe old age without suffering. After saying that, Shen Mo hung up the phone. While Ren Pingyi was inside banging on the glass, he kowtowed and begged for mercy. Then looked back once more as he walked out of the prison gates. The late autumn sun shone on me. Yet I didn't feel cold. A massive Augusta, an AW-139 private helicopter is parked on the lawn. The airflow created by its rotor blades, the wind blew the surrounding withered grass down. And the fat man, wearing a flight jacket and sunglasses, stood at the cabin door waving at him. Brother Mo, time to go. The flight route is all booked direct to Shanghai, then connecting to New York. Shen Mo took a deep breath of the air of freedom. The Jiangcheng affair was over, the Yi family was destroyed. Liu Ruyan eked out a living in the city's sewers, while the banner of scrutiny had already been planted in every corner of Jiangnan province. But he knew this was just a beginner's village. The real battlefield lies in that vast, turbulent international financial sea, in the cutthroat world of Wall Street, amidst the ancient, hidden schemes. Hubo stepped forward and handed Shen Mo a coat. The young master's grandfather sent a message saying he's waiting at the Swiss headquarters for the family's global elders meeting to be held soon. That's the real center of power. Those old guys aren't as easy to deal with as Yi Gang. That's what makes it interesting. Isn't it? Silently, he took the coat, draped it over his shoulders, and strode towards the helicopter. His trench coat billowed wildly in the wind. Like a battle robe, he turned as he ascended the throne. Taking one last look at the city where he had lived for 24 years, all those humiliations, those tears, all those loves and hates, all swelled with the roar of the propellers, growing smaller and smaller, eventually becoming a speck of dust beneath our feet. A silent command signaled takeoff, and the helicopter lifted off, piercing the clouds. As the red sun bursts forth from the east, it roars away. Emperor Qianlong has been in Yuantang for 9 days. The silent story has only just begun.